the while trying not to make unnecessary movements. But come the afternoon, when Trimble's was sweltering hot even with the door propped open, and the air was thick with the smell of wooden floorboards and tea leaves and lamp oil, and the customers were making shifty little movements that indicated they were trying to peel corsets from sweaty torsos, she had known herself to be the most comfortable person in the shop. More than comfortable, vindicated. Her new waist-high corset wasn't pure vanity after all. It was common sense, too. The mattress springs squealed as Mam bounced to her feet, her spine as straight as a poker. Her eyes were bright, and she fizzed with energy, just like she used to before Pa died. "We can't have Evadne seeing you like this, half-naked. She's a lady. You'd do well to take a leaf out of her book, our Carrie."
"Ma'am, will you stop it? There's nought wrong with this corset. It's one of a range, and Elizabeth wouldn't stock a range if there wasn't a demand."
"Elizabeth? You bought that thing at the knicker elastic shop?"
"You tell me and Letty off for calling it that. Any road, you know they sell undergarments."
"Not like that, I didn't. Those two old biddies were born the same year as Queen Victoria, and they dress like it and all."
"Aye, but you don't know what they're wearing underneath, do you?"
"Carrie Jenkins! Fancy saying that about your elders." But Mam laughed, and couldn't pretend she hadn't.
"I didn't buy it to be tarty."
"I know, chick, and I'm sorry about the word I used. That were the shock speaking, but I still don't like it. It's not decent."
"I got it because—"
Carrie injected brightness into her tone. She refused to sound apologetic.
"You know the hours I spent embroidering my wedding camisole, and what a swine that sparkly thread was to work with. Well, I don't want to hide my cami under my old corset. I know no one's going to see it, but I want to feel special. I'm not a beauty like Evadne, but I want to feel special."
"Oh, Carrie." Mam's face fell. Was she remembering all the times she had called Evadne the beauty of the family? That time Evadne stood in their kitchen looking demure in the smart brown tunic with the sashed waist that her posh Baxter grandparents bought for her when she started at the high school. And Pa said, "You look reet bonny, lass." And Mam, looking all swelled up, said, "Evadne is the beauty of the family." And the time new people moved in up the road, and Mam had introduced them as, "My lasses, Evadne and Carrie. Evadne is the beauty of the family." Not Evadne is the big one, the older one, even though goodness knows there was a whole 8 years between them, or even Evadne is the darker one, because her hair was a wonderful reddy brown like a conker, aye, and as glossy as a conker and all, while Carrie's was fair, and not even proper fair at that. Dirty fair, Letty's mam called it. "It's because Evadne was born a Baxter," Mam had explained to the world and his wife, and that was all the explanation that was needed. As a child, Carrie had thought of them as the beautiful Baxters, even though she had met Grandfather and Grandmother Baxter, and they weren't raving beauties. Evadne's dad must have been a right Bobby Dazzler. In fairness to Mam, it wasn't just her. In those days, folks were falling over themselves to admire Evadne, and whenever they did, Mam would do that swelling up thing and say, "Evadne is the beauty of the family." And no one had ever looked at Carrie and said, "The little un's beautiful too." Not that she had noticed at the time. Back then she had been the luckiest little lass in the whole world, because all the other girls had only hopscotch and hoops and French skipping, while she had all those, and she had Evadne to look at.
"I just don't want to hide my lovely new cami underneath me old corset. And if you aren't going to say something kind, Mam, I'd rather you didn't say out."
Mam fluttered her hands. "It's a nice colour. Pale pink.
Orchid."
You what?
"Orchid. It said orchid on the box. The other said pink or cream. I thought orchid."